Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about a truth that can set you free. Let them think what they want. This simple phrase holds a profound power. It's one that can transform the way you face the world and your own reflection. Imagine a life where you no longer carry the weight of others' opinions, where your peace isn't dictated by external judgments, but rooted firmly within. That's the journey I invite you on today. In a world obsessed with appearances, opinions, and judgments, it's easy to fall into the trap of living for what others think. But what if I told you that the greatest freedom comes when you realize that their opinions are just that? Opinions, not facts. The truth is, you can't control how others perceive you, and honestly, you shouldn't want to. Living your life trying to satisfy everyone's expectations is like chasing a shadow. You'll never catch it, and along the way, you'll lose sight of who you truly are. The moment you accept that you can't please everyone, you reclaim your power. You begin to live with authenticity, grounded in your values and your truth. When you step into this world, you are constantly bombarded with messages telling you who you should be, how you should look, what success should look like, and what happiness should feel like. It's as if society has become a giant mirror reflecting back at you, trying to tell you what your worth is based on how well you fit into someone else's idea of perfection. And somewhere along the way, many of us start to believe that our value is tied to the approval of others, that our happiness hinges on whether people like us accept us or think we are enough. But let me ask you this: what if I told you that your authenticity, your true self, your real worth has nothing to do with external validation? What if I told you that the most powerful thing you can do for yourself is to live in a way that honors who you truly are, regardless of what anyone else might think? Because the truth is, your life is a masterpiece in progress, and it's not meant to be a reflection of someone else's expectations. It's meant to be a reflection of your purpose, your passions, and your truth. Living authentically is about more than just showing up. It's about embracing your whole self, your flaws, your strengths, your quirks, and your imperfections. It's about knowing that you are enough simply because you are alive. Too often, we get caught up in trying to meet everyone's standards, trying to check all the boxes that society has laid out for us. We chase after approval, not realizing that in doing so, we are dimming our own light. We forget that real happiness comes from within, not from the applause of the crowd. When you start to understand this, a shift happens inside you. You begin to see that the opinions of others are just that, opinions. They are not facts, and they do not define you. You are not your mistakes, your failures, or your critics' judgments. You are a work in progress, a beautiful story unfolding day by day. And the more you accept yourself, the less power other people's opinions have over you. There's a freedom that comes with this realization. It's the freedom to be you unapologetically. It's the freedom to wear your scars and your victories with pride, because they are all part of your journey. When you stop seeking validation from others, you gain clarity. You can focus on what truly matters: your growth, your purpose, your peace. You begin to walk with confidence that isn't dependent on anyone else's approval, but rooted in your own understanding of your worth. And let's be honest, living authentically isn't always easy. It requires courage. It means standing tall when everyone else is trying to make you small. It means holding on to your truth when the world is trying to tell you to conform, to blend in, to quiet your voice. But that's where real strength is born, when you decide that your authenticity is worth more than the fleeting approval of others. It's about knowing that your value isn't up for debate, because it's already been established by your Creator, by your own conviction, and by your commitment to becoming the fullest version of yourself. When you live this way, you start to attract the right people, opportunities, and experiences into your life. People are drawn to those who are confident in who they are, because authenticity is magnetic. It invites others to be real, to be vulnerable, and to embrace their own truth. You become a catalyst for change, not just in your own life, but in the lives of those around you. Because when you stop hiding who you are, you give others permission to do the same. You see, the journey to authenticity begins with self-awareness. It's about asking yourself, who am I beyond what others say I should be? What do I genuinely love? What makes my heart come alive? When you start to uncover these truths, you realize that living authentically isn't about perfection. It's about embracing your imperfections and understanding that they are part of your unique story. Your flaws do not diminish your worth. They make you real. They make you relatable. They make you human. The more you accept yourself, the less you will care about the opinions that don't serve your highest good. because you will see that some opinions are born out of ignorance, fear, or envy. They are not meant to uplift you. They are meant to keep you small. When you recognize this, you stop giving power to their words. You learn to filter what you allow into your spirit, and you guard your peace fiercely. Living authentically means choosing to surround yourself with people who see your value, who encourage your growth, and who celebrate your truth. Your authenticity also means forgiving yourself for the times you've tried to fit into someone else's mold. It's about releasing the guilt and shame that come with not being perfect, not meeting someone else's standards, or not living up to your own expectations. The journey is about progress, not perfection. It's about showing up every day with a commitment to be genuine, to be real, and to honor your truth. Remember, your life is not a performance for an audience that doesn't know your story. It's a sacred space where you get to be exactly who you are, flaws, fears, dreams, and all. When you embrace your authenticity, you create a life that is not only fulfilling, but also inspiring to others. You become a living testament that true happiness and success come from within, not from external applause or validation. So, I encourage you today to start listening to that quiet voice inside, the one that knows who you are at your core. Trust it, nurture it, let it guide you in being boldly, unapologetically you. Because when you do, you will realize that the most powerful thing you can do is to live your truth, regardless of what anyone else might think. Your authenticity is your superpower. Own it, live it, shine in it. When you understand that the opinions of others are fleeting, that they are often reflections of their own struggles and fears, you begin to see things differently. You stop giving your power away to their judgments. Instead, you focus on cultivating a deep sense of self, respect, and confidence rooted in your own truth. You recognize that your worth is not determined by the number of likes, comments, or approvals you receive, but by the unwavering belief in who you are. Living authentically is a daily choice, a decision to stand tall in your truth, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's unpopular. It's about valuing your peace more than anyone's opinion. It's about understanding that your journey is uniquely yours, and no one else has the right to define it except you. And when you embrace this, you open the door to a life filled with genuine happiness, meaningful relationships, and a profound sense of purpose. You start to see that the key to happiness isn't in trying to be everything to everyone. It's in being true to yourself. When you are authentic, you attract the right people into your life. Those who love you for who you are, not who you pretend to be. Authenticity creates a ripple effect, inspiring others to accept themselves and encouraging them to live their truth. It's a gift you give not only to yourself, but to the world around you. Letting go of the need for approval doesn't mean you stop caring about growth or improvement. It simply means you stop allowing external opinions to dictate your self-worth. It means making peace with your imperfections and understanding that they are part of your beauty. It means showing up each day with honesty, vulnerability, and a commitment to becoming the best version of yourself, not for anyone else, but because you owe it to yourself. This journey of authenticity is continuous. It's a process of peeling back layers of doubt and fear, revealing the true you in all your glory. It's about building resilience to criticism and understanding that the most important validation is the one you give yourself. When you learn to love yourself fiercely, you will find that no one's opinion can shake your foundation. So live in a way that honors your truth. Be brave enough to stand out, to be different, to be real. Because in doing so, you create a life that's not only authentic, but also fulfilling and inspiring. Your story is unique and your voice is needed. Embrace who you are at every stage, knowing that your worth is inherent, unchanging, and eternal. When you do, you will discover that living authentically is the greatest gift you can give yourself and the world. There comes a moment in every person's life when you realize that the weight of seeking validation from others is more burdensome than any obstacle you might face. It's when you finally wake up and understand that trying to control how people see you is like trying to hold water in your hands. No matter how tightly you squeeze, it slips right through. And that's because you were never meant to hold everyone's opinion. You were called to hold your own truth, to stand firm in your confidence, and to walk boldly in your purpose. Many of us have spent years, sometimes decades, trying to be what everyone else wants us to be, trying to fit into a mold that was never meant for us. We chase after approval like it's a prize at the end of a never-ending race, only to find that the finish line keeps moving further away. The truth is, you cannot control what others think about you, no matter how much effort you put into it. And once you truly understand this, a strange kind of freedom begins to settle in your spirit. The kind of freedom that says, I don't need to prove myself to anyone because my worth isn't determined by their opinions. Letting go of this need for approval is one of the most liberating decisions you will ever make. It's not about becoming indifferent or cold-hearted. It's about choosing to prioritize your peace over external validation. It's about realizing that living your life trying to make everyone happy is like trying to make a shadow stay still. Impossible. You were called to be real, not perfect. Authentic, not accepted by everyone. When you accept this truth, you stop giving power to the opinions that don't serve your growth. The journey toward this kind of inner resilience begins with understanding that you are enough, just as you are. You don't have to be more, do more, or act differently to earn love or respect, because true confidence is rooted in self-awareness, in knowing your value, and appreciating your journey, setbacks and all. When you learn to see yourself through your own eyes, not through the lens of someone else's judgment, you start to see how much your perspective has been clouded by others' opinions. Resilience is born in the soil of self-love and acceptance. It's about cultivating a mindset that says, I am enough, regardless of what anyone else says or thinks. When you truly believe that, critics lose their power over you. Their words become background noise, and their opinions are no longer your truth. Instead, you become your own biggest supporter, your own biggest fan. You cheer yourself on in the mirror each day because you know that the validation you seek is already within you. This resilience isn't built overnight. It's a daily practice. It's waking up every morning and affirming your worth. It's choosing to focus on your progress rather than your setbacks. It's understanding that the only validation you truly need is the one you give yourself. When you start to internalize this, you will notice a shift, not just in how you see yourself, but in how the world responds to you. People are drawn to those who walk with confidence, not arrogance, but a quiet assurance that they are enough. That's the kind of power that comes from knowing who you are and refusing to let anyone diminish that. Letting go of the need for approval also means releasing the fear of rejection, because rejection is often just a redirection. Sometimes the door is closed because what's on the other side isn't meant for you. It's not a reflection of your worth. It's a sign that you're meant to walk a different path. When you stop fearing rejection, you stop shrinking yourself to fit into spaces that aren't meant for you. You walk away from what doesn't serve your purpose and into what does. You become a seeker of opportunities aligned with your authentic self, not a pleaser trying to earn fleeting approval. There's a profound lesson in understanding that your value is inherent. It isn't conditional on your achievements, your appearance, or anyone's opinion. It's rooted deep within your spirit. Once you grasp this, you stop measuring your worth by external standards and start living by your internal compass. That's where resilience lies, inside your conviction that who you are is enough and that your worth isn't up for debate. You also have to understand that resilience is a shield, not just for yourself, but for your peace of mind. When you recognize that others' opinions are just that, opinions, you stop allowing them to harm your spirit. You develop a mental armor that protects you from criticism, negativity, and comparison. You realize that your path is uniquely yours, and no one else has the right to tell you who you should be or how you should live. You are the author of your story, and every chapter you write is valid, valuable, and worth celebrating. When you stand in this truth, you become unstoppable, because your confidence isn't dependent on the approval of others. It's rooted in your conviction that you are enough. The more you nurture this mindset, the more fearless you become in pursuing your dreams, speaking your truth, and walking in your purpose. You understand that the only opinion that truly matters is your own, because you are the one living your life. When you stop seeking validation from external sources, you reclaim your power. You realize that your value isn't something to be earned. It's something you already possess. Resilience also means forgiving yourself for past mistakes, for times you've given your power away, for moments when your confidence was shaken. It's about extending grace to yourself as you learn and grow. Every mistake, every setback, and every criticism is a lesson, not a definition. When you refuse to let past failures define you, you liberate yourself to move forward with courage and conviction. You start to see that resilience isn't just about bouncing back. It's about bouncing forward stronger and more self-assured. In this process, You learn to celebrate your victories, big and small. You learn to acknowledge your progress, to honor your journey, and to stand tall in your truth. And you do all of this not for anyone else, but for yourself. Because self-love is the foundation of resilience. When you love yourself fiercely, you realize that no external opinion can shake your core. You are rooted in your worth, and nothing can uproot that conviction. Living with this resilience means walking into every room knowing you belong there, regardless of who's watching or what they might say. It means showing up as your authentic self, unfiltered and unapologetic, because you know your value isn't up for debate. When you operate from this place of inner strength, you inspire others to do the same. You become a living testimony that true confidence isn't about the absence of fear, but about moving forward in spite of it. This resilience is contagious. It sparks a movement within you and around you, a movement of authenticity, courage, and unwavering faith in your worth. It's about understanding that your life is too precious to be spent trying to fit into someone else's expectations. You were created to stand out, to be bold, and to walk with purpose. When you accept this, you stop chasing after approval and start living in alignment with your true self. Keep in mind that resilience is a journey. It's not a destination. It's a daily choice to stand firm in your truth, to guard your peace, and to celebrate your unique story. As you do this, you become a beacon of hope for others still searching for their strength. You show them that the greatest power lies in knowing who you are and refusing to allow anyone to diminish your light. Your resilience becomes a testament to your faith in yourself and your purpose, and it's a gift you give to the world every single day. There's a truth we often overlook. Sometimes we are the only thing standing in the way of our own breakthrough. We wait for circumstances to change, for other people to give us permission, or for the stars to align just right, not realizing that the most significant barrier is the story we tell ourselves. That narrative of doubt, fear, or limitation becomes a prison, locking us into a mindset that keeps us small and stuck. But what if I told you that the key to unlocking your future lies within your own mind? That your thoughts are the blueprint for your destiny. And when you learn to reprogram them, you can transform your life. Your mind is powerful beyond measure. It's the battleground where your greatest victories and deepest defeats are fought. The stories you tell yourself daily, whether they're about your worth, your potential, or your capacity to overcome, shape your reality. If you keep telling yourself that you're not enough, that you don't have what it takes, or that your dreams are too big, then you're setting up barriers that will keep you from moving forward. But if you begin to speak life over yourself, to declare that you are capable, that you are deserving, and that your dreams are valid, then you start to shift the narrative. Reprogramming your thoughts is about more than just positive affirmations. It's about cultivating a mindset that is rooted in truth and victory. It's about recognizing the lies you've believed, lies that said you're too old, too young, too broken, or too insignificant, and replacing them with empowering truths. Because the truth is, you are enough. You are capable of greatness. Your past does not define your future, and your current circumstances do not determine your final destination. This is about shifting from a mindset of limitations to a mindset of limitless possibilities. It requires intentionality. You have to become aware of your inner dialogue, because what you consistently think about, you eventually become. If your mind is flooded with doubts, fears, and what ifs, then that's what you will manifest in your life. But if you flood your mind with hope, faith, and declarations of victory, then your life will begin to reflect those beliefs. It's about choosing to feed your mind the right stories, the ones that lift you up and propel you forward. There are moments when you need to confront your inner critic, the voice that says you're not enough or that you'll never succeed. You need to silence that voice with undeniable truth. You need to remind yourself that you are more than a conqueror, that you are built for purpose, and that nothing can stand against your faith and determination. Speak these truths daily until they become your default thinking. Because the mind is a garden, and what you plant there will grow. Sow seeds of hope, faith, and resilience, and watch your life flourish. Changing your mindset also means shifting your focus from what's wrong to what's possible. It's easy to get caught up in the problems, the setbacks, and the obstacles, but true growth happens when you start seeing every challenge as an opportunity for learning and strengthening. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is set up for a comeback. When you change your perspective, you change your reality. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what can I learn from this? How can I grow through this? And you must remember that your thoughts are not just fleeting ideas, they are the architects of your future. If you want a different life, you have to start thinking like the person you want to become. Visualize it, speak it, believe it. See yourself overcoming, thriving, and living your purpose with confidence. The mind responds to what you focus on. When you focus on your potential, your faith grows stronger, and your actions align with your aspirations. You begin to move as if your dreams are already within your grasp because your mind has been rewired to believe it's so. But it's not enough to just think differently. You have to act differently. Your thoughts and beliefs shape your habits, which in turn shape your destiny. If you believe you are capable of achieving greatness, then you will start taking steps toward it. Small, consistent actions become the bricks that build your future. Every decision, every effort, every moment of perseverance is a testament to the new story you are writing for yourself. Your mind is the seed, and your actions are the fruit. When you align the two, you create a life that reflects your highest aspirations. Resilience is also born from this mental shift. It's about developing the capacity to bounce back from setbacks, to stay committed to your vision despite difficulties. When your mind is anchored in truth, your truth, you realize that failures are not the end, but the beginning of a new chapter. Resilience is not just about enduring hardship. It's about thriving in the face of adversity because your mindset is rooted in hope and unwavering faith. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity to strengthen your faith, to prove to yourself that you are stronger than any challenge. There's power in surrounding yourself with positive influences, people, books, messages that reinforce your new mindset. Because the environment you create around yourself impacts your thinking. If you're constantly consuming negativity, doubt, and fear, it's like watering weeds instead of flowers. But if you fill your space with encouragement, truth, and visions of possibility, you nurture the growth of your best self. Your environment should reflect the life you want to live, filled with reminders of your strength and purpose. You also have to be patient with yourself. Reprogramming your thoughts doesn't happen overnight. It's a daily discipline, a continual choice to think better, speak better, and believe better. Sometimes, your old patterns will try to creep back in, whispering doubts and fears. When that happens, you must stand guard over your mind, reject those thoughts, and replace them with truth. Because your mind is a battlefield, and the victory belongs to those who refuse to give up their right to hope. Believe in the process. Trust that every positive thought, every act of faith, and every effort to change your mindset is laying a foundation for a future filled with promise. Keep speaking life over yourself. Keep visualizing your success. And keep taking action. Your breakthrough is waiting for you on the other side of your mind's transformation. When you align your thoughts with your purpose, you become unstoppable. What you think about today determines what you will become tomorrow. If you want a different future, start rewriting the story inside your mind right now. Speak words of affirmation, declare your victory, and refuse to settle for less than what you know you deserve. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have in shaping your destiny. When you learn to harness its power, you unlock the door to everything you've ever dreamed of. Your thoughts are the seeds. Plant the right ones, water them with faith, and watch your life blossom into the beauty it was always meant to be. As you begin to understand that your mindset is your most valuable asset, you realize that no external circumstance can hold you back unless you allow it. Your inner world is a battleground, and victory is reserved for those who choose to fight for their peace, their purpose, and their dreams. You are not helpless against the storms of life. You are equipped with the power of your mind. When you start to master it, you become an unstoppable force. Your future is not written in the stars. It's written in your thoughts, your words, and your unwavering belief in yourself. Keep fighting for that truth. Keep speaking that life, and keep moving forward with the confidence that you are more than capable of turning your dreams into reality. Your mind is the key, and you hold the master key to unlock everything that's meant for you.